So the application we're making in this series of videos is a money counter. So the idea is to be an easy way of just recording the loose change that you find around the house and getting a bit of a savings account from that. So as we always start with an analysis of the problem and first looking at the users. So we're looking at everyone from ages 5 and up, males and females, capable of simple addition. They generally don't carry a wallet and use mostly electronic means of payment. The person who would be using this application would find coins in random places, so whether they're in the car or washing their clothes, the back of the lounge, on a table at the front door. As they walk in, they might put down some change they happen to have. The sort of person that would be using this application would be spending that money straight away on small items such as coffee. The problem that we have is the person who is using the application is time poor. They lack the motivation to save and generally spend the money quickly, don't see the value in smaller coins, and want to purchase items that are of a more expensive nature but aren't really a necessity. So looking towards the solution, we're hoping to have the following features in our application at some stage. However, the most key features that we want is obviously to enter the data into the application using like large buttons, setting a savings goal, calculating some sort of progress or percentage, and showing a running record of the coins that have been found. So hopefully they can see the value in the small denominations. So this will obviously solve the problem of being time poor, as you can quickly enter in the amounts, and increase the motivation to save by setting those goals and seeing that the more change that you throw at the savings, the closer you get to it. So the progress is a motivator. And then also you can see the value in the smaller coins by showing a running record and calculating a progress towards the final goal. So the data we're going to need for this application is the name of what the user is saving for, the coins that have been collected, and the last time a record was added. And the data types, we're looking at a string, an array of doubles, which is a decimal number, and a date type in Swift. So when we start any new project, we have a content view. This is a user interface, generally with text hello world. We'll use that as the home page of our application. We're also going to have a data model. So this is a template for what the P-Bank will actually contain. So that key information based on the data requirements. We'll also have another view for editing a piggy bank. So you may wish to change the name of the goal, create a new piggy bank. This view is going to be for editing and changing the details. So these will be our views, and this will be our model. The view will be what we see on the screen, while the model is a descriptor of the data, often what I call the brain of the application. They're all the thinking parts of the application. So as we design our user interface, we'll be looking at something like this, where big large buttons for the types of coins. Clearly a mistake there with two 20-cent pieces, but we'll clean that up in a moment. A progress bar, the amount, a goal at the top, which at the moment says piggy bank, but that could be anything, and obviously a date of when it was last added. The data model will have a class called piggy bank, where we'll have an ID identifying the individual piggy banks so that we can loop through each one. We're going to have a goal name, a savings goal, so how much we intend to save, the coins that have been collected, and the last added date. Now, in addition to those variables, we have what's called an initializer. So a init is short for initializer. Now, we only need to initialize two variables when we create a new piggy bank. the name of the goal and the goal amount, the savings goal. Now I've given them two default values there, one being empty for the goal name and 10 for the savings goal. This is so I can make a blank piggy bank anytime I want one. However, generally we'll be entering this data depending on how the applications run. When we have self goal name, we're referring to the goal name inside the class itself. So at publish var goal name, that is our self goal name. The goal name it will be set to is the one inside of our initializer. Same for self.savings goal. This again is referring to the savings goal inside the class itself. So for our new piggy bank, we're going to have a very simple interface, two items as discussed from the initializer, the goal name and the amount. We'll manipulate the user interface so that we're entering in numbers and not words for our goal amount. All these files will be contained inside our project. So when we make a new Xcode project, we are given a Xcode project file and it's placed inside a folder with all these files here. So you can see we've got content view, edit piggy view, and data model. So now we can move on to coding our application, starting with the data model.